Let's talk about trading while working a 9 to 5. So a lot of people don't have time to trade, whether you're actually working a 9 to 5 or whether you have kids, you're a stay-at-home mom, dad, whatever the case may be, you just may not have time to actually prioritize trading in the market. And look, perfectly fine. Okay, there's a lot of people that come to me with that same issue. That doesn't mean that you're not a trader or you can't be. And this is exactly how we're going to do it. Right, there's going to be 4 different steps or ways to point out that you can actually trade the market profitably while working a 9 to 5 or whatever obligations you have during the day. Right. So first, let's start off with the trade type. That's a terrible one, but it's going to work for now. But what's the trade type, right? So what type of trading are you actually doing in the open market? So trade type being, are you a swing trader? Day trader? Are you a scalper? Are you just a buy and hold person? Right? So all of these are going to have an effect on actually how much time you have in the day to trade, even if you have other obligations. So let's break down each one by one. So swing trading, this can be anything from like 3 days in the market. So let's do anything from like 3 days to like 6 months out. All right, so these are swing positions. These are more long-term positions. Day trading, you're typically in and out within a day, right? So we can do 1 day. Let's do, typically is going to be 1 day is going to be greater, right? That's typically day trading, but at the same time, typically day trading can still be holding a position for up to about 3 days or so, right? And it's pretty subjective where the cutoff is. There's no hard, fast rule. But day trading is going to be much more short-term, fast-paced than swing trading is. And then you have scalping. And scalping is kind of day trading, but on steroids, right? It's little brother. So with scalping, you're getting in and out within the span of minutes, sometimes seconds. But typically with scalping, you're not holding trades for longer than a few hours. And again, there's no hard, fast rule with this. There we go. There's no hard, fast rule with this, but scalping is very short term and it requires a lot of care, patience, and just looking after the trade, which may not be suitable. And then you have buy and hold. So what's buy and hold? So when you think of, say, Warren Buffett and people like that just buy a stock and hold it for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, this is buy and hold, right? So usually this is going to be anything that is 6 months or greater, right? So this is long term. So when you're talking about trying to trade the market, you don't have a lot of time, I would definitely suggest staying down to the lower end of this, right? So swing trading is a great option, right? Because swing trading, you're holding trades from anywhere from about 3 days to 6 months. So these are trades that are going to set up much slower, right? And they won't require you to actually be on the computer monitoring the market 24/7 in order to catch your position. Because you're catching bigger moves in the market, you have much more flexibility on when you can enter the market, when you can get out. And for day trading, it's a little bit more tricky when you're on a 9 to 5 schedule, just because you're only holding these trades for about 1 day, to about 3 days, excuse me. And that's a little tough because your margin of error when it comes to actually being able to buy and sell whatever trade you're in, it's going to be much tougher than if you're actually doing swing trading. And with scalping, if you don't have a lot of time to trade the market, I wouldn't even look at scalping. The only way that I would actually look at scalping, my hand is shaking like crazy. Here we go. So the only way I would actually look at scalping is if, say work starts at 9 o'clock and you want to trade London session that starts at 3 a.m. So you're able to scalp the markets for about the first hour or 2 hours. If that's your case, then yeah, scalping can work because you're in and out your trade within about an hour or so. And buying and holding is always an incredible option for people that don't have time, but you're not really going to be able to capitalize on a lot of the shorter term moves in the market. That's why swing trading, when you're looking at trading type, is best when you don't have a lot of time. But next, let's look at point 2. And point two is going to be the actual method in which you are trading. So what does method mean, right? Method can be your system that you're trading, the ideology that you're going off of. So if we could draw something like this. So method's going to be looking something like whether you're trading a algorithm like I do. Perfect. Whether you're trading an algorithm in a market, whether you're taking signals, which I personally don't recommend because this can be very sketchy depending on who you take signals from and being able to catch them on time. But that's also another option when you're going under method. Are you trading this more so manually? Let's see. And manual is just going to be you actually on the computer trading this yourself. So the method matters a lot. The great thing about trading a algorithm is if you don't have time to trade, then if you've been on this channel for a minute, you know that the algorithm is actually going to trade for you hands-free because it's a computer code that trades the market for you based on the parameters you give it. This is what I trade, and this is one of the reasons why I switched to algorithmic trading after over a decade in the market trading. I love it, right? That's all I'm going to say after trading for 10 years. I absolutely love trading my algorithm. Signals is also a method to do when you don't have a lot of time trading simply because you are receiving trade from somebody else. But still, you're going to have to execute these signals and make sure the person that you're getting these signals from, that you're actually making money in the market, that they're going to be consistent. And there's a lot of unknowns that start stacking up when you're talking about putting your money at work trading somebody else's signals. So that's just something to keep in mind with this. And manual, of course, everybody knows manual, which is the traditional way to actually trade the market. So perfect. So you have the method, right? You have the type of trading that you want to do. Now let's go over and look at the actual pair that you're going to be trading in the market. So when I say pair, obviously I'm talking specifically and strictly for Forex. So some pairs are going to move faster than others. Right, so you're going to have some fast, you're going to have some slow, and depending on the session that you're trading, and if you don't know what sessions are, there's typically going to be 4 main sessions. You're going to have the London session, the US session, the Sydney session, and then the Tokyo session. So typically the London session, if you're trading something like Great Britain pound to the Japanese yen, is going to be incredibly volatile during the London session, right? Because that's more of a fast moving pair in general. So if you don't have a lot of time to trade, look for pairs that are more slower moving because it offers you more grace if you miss a setup. What do I mean by that? This is what I mean. Some pairs, if you trade them during some sessions, you can miss your trading setup, which is where you execute the trade. You can miss it in a matter of 2-3 seconds if you don't move quick. While other pairs, it'll give you about 2-3 minutes worth of grace time. That is if you're day trading and looking to get in and out of your trade, right? If you're swing trading, then you can have a 24-hour period to catch your trade. You can have, a 24, 36-hour period to get out of your trade. Why? Because you're looking to hold it over the next few weeks, right? Months instead of in and out within a day, right? So that's the difference between these different methods that we've gone over so far. And that's why I say if you don't have a lot of time for your trading, definitely go ahead and pick a slower. My hand is shaking like crazy. This is a workout holding this camera. But definitely pick a slower moving pair or just asset to trade if you don't have a lot of time in your trading. And last but not least, let's check out the strategy because the strategy is so important. Because some strategies are going to be more fast moving, fast paced, right? So some strategies are going to have you getting in and out of the market within, say, an hour. Some strategies are going to have you going down to lower time frames, like I've seen strategies that go down to the 30-second chart, believe it or not. Let's just do 30 seconds, 30 sec, boom. Some strategies have you going all the way down to the 30-second chart in order to get your entry. And if you don't have a lot of time and you're trying to squeeze in trades during your lunch break, X, Y, and Z, you want a strategy that gives you as much grace as possible, meaning that you don't have to thread the eye of a needle in order to get your strategy, but in order to execute on your strategy, but rather so you have a lot of grace time to enter. So if you're trading a strategy that gives you a lot of grace to enter on a pair that is slow moving and your method aligns with that, obviously I'm always going to say I love algorithms, right? But if you're manual trading, you're also going to need a trade type that supports you. So it's either going to be buying and holding for the long term, or more preferably is going to be a swing trade, right? And you can also day trade as well. That's not out of the picture, but you need to make sure that the pair you're trading is slow moving and that the strategy that you're taking, that it allows for a lot of grace time. So you may be asking yourself, man, this is great, this is dandy, but give me some examples. Like, what are some pairs that I can trade practically in order to be able to catch this market? So one thing that I like to trade, especially when starting out on a slower market, I like to trade the Euro United States dollar, and I like to go to it during the Japanese yen session. It's going to be moving incredibly slow. It's going to give me a lot of grace time in order to do it. And in terms of the actual trade type for this, I would be doing day trading. That's what I did when I first started out. But it depends on how much time you have, right? So you may want to do swing trading. And what does swing trading look like? Swing trading is going to look like primarily you getting on, say, a 4-hour chart or a 1-day chart and looking for your entry based off a 4-hour or 6-hour or 1-day chart instead of going down to the 15-minute or the 5-minute. Right. So that's the time frame. That's the chart you want to look at in order to be a swing trader. When you're talking about day trading, again, it can get a little, it's up to people's interpretation, but this is typically going to be the 1-hour chart, maybe the 15 to 5-minute chart and lower. In scalping, you're really looking at the 5-minute, the 1-minute, and, even the 30-second chart. So that's a practical way for you to actually trade if you're doing a 9 to 5 right now. I will always recommend focus on your system, or AKA your method that you have for trading. Because depending on the method that you have, you may not even need a trade type. You may not even need to focus on a pair or focus on a strategy that's slow moving if you're having your trading done for you automatically hands free. So I hope this video helped. I hope this helped on how you can actually trade with the 9 to 5 or just other obligations. The key to making money is consistency over time so you can compound your account and really start seeing growth. So I hope this helped. Definitely comment below exactly what method you're thinking about, and join the Discord if you're interested whatsoever in an algorithm, in my algorithm, how it works, how I consistently make money. And of course, I no longer work a 9 to 5. So let me know. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.